What is it about these little cars that you do so well at?
Well, you know, like I said before, I started driving these cars, and they really teach you good car control. You know, teach you how to drive wheel to wheel, and you know, when I first started driving midgets and supers, everybody thought I was crazy because I made some crazy moves. But you know, me, Liquid Lou, the Fenoro brothers, you know, we all grew up in these cars, and that's how we're taught to race. And you know, we just know how to make it through traffic, and you know, these cars they teach you so well. It's such a good training ground to come up through.
Well, you've certainly done well, and your car tomorrow doesn't look a whole lot different than this, just a lot bigger. How do you assess your chances for tomorrow here?
You know, a lot of guys change their cars for time trials. We didn't do that yesterday. We have a good car. We were 16.7. You know, last year I did the same time and was 5th. This year we're 17th. You know, the track got real fast yesterday, and you know, we got Mike Muldoon builds one hell of a car, and you know, I know I have a good car for 200 laps, and I wasn't really worried about setting a land speed record. You know, he builds really good cars, and I know we'll be solid for 200 laps.
Ryan Tidman here, finishing in the 2nd spot. You had quite a battle there with the 13 at Johnson for a while. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, we had a pretty good start at the beginning. Then once the caution came out, I started 4th, and the leader and Robin got a good start, and I tried to track him down as much as I can. I finally got Robin coming off of 2, and I thought I was catching pain a little bit, but it looked like we were just so even. I just couldn't make up that little bit of time.
Robin, you're having a heck of a battle there. A 3rd place finish. Looks like you're a little hot out there.
Yeah, it's a tough battle, especially when you're getting older like me, 57. But Ryan Tidman got me clean, and it was a good race. It was a nice battle between him and I.
Was that sun any kind of a factor in those early laps? How hard is that?
It was pretty hard, but the one thing about that sun, everybody's got in the same boat.
There he comes, Cameron Rowe. He's your winner. Cameron, that was a pretty dominating race. Green to checker, you were in front. I assume you're pretty happy with your new car?
I'm ecstatic, you know what I mean? Dan Denny builds the best car. And that's FFB, I believe, is right there. But he builds the best race cars. We're showing it today. That car ran 2 times this week. That's it. And look where it is.
I was going to say, usually you get a new car, you want to break it in a little bit before a big race. Were you pretty confident that you didn't have to do that all that much?
Be honest with you, we rented the track on Tuesday. We were a little nervous at first, but Dan Denny knows his stuff. What can I say?
How much harder is it to concentrate for a 60-lap race versus a 30 or a 35?
Well, you know, you always wonder, because, you know, we do typically 30-lap races. You know, what's 60 laps on a tire, you know? How many greens, you know? I think the yellows were hurting us a little bit, car push and be a little loose. But other than that, you know, the thing was virtually unchanged once we got back up and going. I know I seen Robbie show me a wheel on the outside there, made me a little nervous. But what do you do?
Well, it was a good run for you, and you are the SBS Classic 2012 champion. Congratulations. Great run.
I just want to take a minute I want to thank Chris Ted for giving me a chance last year with the other car, because I wouldn't be here without him. And Denise for this car and this ride. Beautiful things that people have done for me, and I just appreciate it.
Well, I'm a little tired, but it's not too bad. Just the end of the race there, last 6 laps, I think my engine was spitting a little bit of oil, so it was hard for me to see. Everything kind of got blurry, but I was glad to hang on to 2nd.
At one point, about 15 to go, Rob and I both kind of closed up on Cameron. I was under Tim a couple times and just couldn't quite complete the pass, and I really spent too much time getting by Tim. And like Rob said, the last couple laps, he was spitting a little oil, and I seemed to get looser too. It could have been some of his oil I was running through, for all I know. But certainly happy to finish 3rd. I'd like to thank Chris Ted for giving me the ride. Larry Morosky came through with some fuel for the weekend. Certainly our crew that's been with us all along, they helped and worked on the car. And this is a fun class to race. The racing's just so close. It's just a lot of fun.
Timmy, did you know you won that race? You didn't look too sure coming down here.
No, you know, them last couple laps, I knew somebody was behind me. I didn't know who it was, and I was in lap traffic, and I didn't want to push it too hard in lap traffic and give it away, but when Mikey got a wheel underneath me, I had no choice but go to the outside and do my best to make it work. And luckily, coming off the 4 there, I had enough grip, and I don't know if I remember right, that was the last corner of the race, and I beat him to the flag. I don't know how close he was. You know, if he got around Bobby on the inside maybe and we drag raced off of 4, I'm not really sure. But I did know that we won the race for sure.
I hope the fans enjoyed it. Green to checkered. A lot of lap traffic, a lot of good passing. Well, we didn't start out the greatest, actually, and we didn't finish the greatest, but the car was just a little too neutral in the center, and one lap it would push up a little, the next lap it would be a little loose, but I don't know. I mean, we started 8th, we ran quick time today. We passed a lot of race cars, and I think a couple more laps, I knew that Johnny was getting loose. He was driving it in a ton. I gotta give him a lot of credit. This man, there's a reason why he runs NASCAR, or did run NASCAR, because he is, I mean, he's a badass driver, and following him, it's pretty cool to watch the moves he does make, you know. So I just followed him for a little bit, and I knew he was going for the lead, and he got washed up there a little bit. We got underneath him, and I knew Timmy was, you know, he wasn't right down on the hub rail, but then he'd one or two laps, he'd go down on the hub rail and kind of wash up. I think, you know, he was getting fairly loose, kind of just hanging on, and we were loose too. I think we just, you know, we had a pretty good car, a much better car than a lot of other people out there for the amount of laps we ran. We just ran out of time.
We were at, it was 40 laps of not much, or 50 laps of not much, and then 10 laps of probably the most exciting stuff we've seen. Do you go 60 green laps in a row very often in these cars?
Every once in a while we'll do a 40 or 50, but you know, 60 is a long ways for sure. And I think everybody's tires at the end were starting to give up, so it kind of evened things out, made it exciting.